important topic that so many people experience on this National Infertility Awareness Week. 1 in 5 women goes through this experience.
And it's something one of our friends, Anna De Souza, certainly knows all too well.
Mark and Anna De Souza dreamed of having children, so they tried. But they weren't having success, so they went to a doctor, and they tried artificial insemination, intrauterine insemination, and Anna did get pregnant, but she miscarried twice. So then they went to the next level and did 2 rounds of in vitro fertilization. It was not easy. She went through the normal mood swings and hot flashes, headaches, migraines, and depression. And then on top of this, her dear mother got very, very sick and passed away. Anna did get pregnant, but then all of a sudden she had another health scare of her own. She had a stroke.
Oh, Anna, you've been through so much.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you sharing your story.
When was the stroke?
I was 9 weeks along with the girls, with my twins, and just woke up and I had lost part of my vision, which is still,
So they call it a retinal
stroke.
Let's remind everybody about your beautiful family. Mark, your husband.
Yes.
And your other children.
Yes. So I have identical twin girls, Liliana and Luca, and then we have a little boy, 4 months old, Mateo.
So when you were, just to get to the girls, because it's one of those things where I think it's a long process and people don't always appreciate that. And starting when you were younger, you think you're going to get married and let's have kids.
So quick.
What happens?
Right. So we got married January 2017, and because we were getting married in Puerto Rico, then the whole Zika thing happened, right? So it kind of prompted us to go and speak to a fertility specialist, and we did, and I found that my ovarian reserve was becoming diminished, right? So
Which is really common, because how old are you?
I was 35.
So at around that time, and you may not realize for women, it's one of those things like you need to be aware. So go ahead. Sorry.
Right, so we knew we needed to start trying right away. So we started trying right away, and I had that first miscarriage. Then we moved to a fertility clinic. We tried an IUI, and I had another miscarriage.
What's an IUI?
An IUI is intrauterine insemination, right? So the step before IVF, if you will. Then I had another miscarriage. And that one, we knew that there was something genetically that had happened. So we moved over to Jefferson, wonderful team there, just love them. And we started the IVF, journey.
So what happened with your first round?
So our first round was very disheartening because I think what a lot of people don't realize is that when you start IVF, there's a level of attrition that you need to account for, right? So even if you're doing the medication, you're harvesting your eggs, you might have 15 eggs, and maybe 10 then fertilize, then maybe 5 make it to day 5. So you're dealing with a level of attrition that you're not really quite aware of before you start the process, right? So at the end of those 5 days, we had those 5 embryos tested, and all of them came back abnormal. So I think that was a really low point for us, because we knew that there was something genetically that wasn't compatible, if you will.
Is that when depression kicks in?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And then process, because you're on a lot of hormones, you're giving yourself the shots, and this is a whole, you're flooded with emotion and hormones, so you go through another round. And none of this is inexpensive also, by the way.
It is not inexpensive at all, and it's something that, even with Mark's insurance, he's a teacher, and it's something that's not covered by many insurances, especially here in PA. And so we went for that second round, and we were able to get 3 embryos. And then we transferred 1, and it split, and then I have the identical twin girls.
So cute. They're now 4 years old.
They're 4 now, adorable. They are just the light of our lives. They truly are. But again, I think that part of the anxiety, you're dealing with so much anxiety starting off that entire process, because you're just so, it's the unknown. And then I was ushered into a higher risk pregnancy because of multiples.
You've since had, I'm going to show you have a baby.
Yes.
You've since had a third child. But you also had as you bring your baby over, Mateo, who's so darn cute. He's so stinking cute. Look at this little adorable squishy. Hi, buddy. Hi. But you also had some more challenges on the way to have him in between. After your stroke, then you found out you had a heart issue?
Right. So I did have hi, buddy.
Look, he's such a smiler.
He is this big smiler. I did. I had a stroke when I was 9 weeks along with the girls. And basically what happened was, what we deduced was that I must have had a blood clot either on my arm or on my leg. And because I had a hole in my heart, it's called a PFO, and the clot transferred over into, within my heart valves and went up to my brain and went to my retina. And then that's sort of what happened.
That's what caused it. So then heart surgery?
So then I had heart surgery.
Before you had him, before you could have him.
Before I could even have him. Right, buddy?
Well, it all turned out pretty darn well. This is one cute kid and extremely healthy.
Right? Where's your smile?
Well, we love you, and we really thank you for sharing your story. And I just think that women should know that they're not alone. It's not easy. There's a path. There's lots of support groups. We'll do some more stories coming up this week as well on your path for however you have a family. Some people it will be through adoption. Some people, you have in vitro, and you have these wonderful baby, beautiful son, and your 2 girls. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's just stare at him a little longer here as we go to commercial.
Hi, bud.
Look at you.
Hi. Hi. Look at how cute you are.
We'll be right back.